Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri. واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعل لي وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي اشدد به أزري واشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Welcome, dear friends. Inshallah, we will continue our discussion from the book, The Rays. We are on the 15th ray, second station, page 629 in the book. And this is a discussion on understanding divine power, absolute power, infinite power that is being manifested, a glimpse or a manifestation of that is being manifested to how we are seeing our existence in this universe. For example, I may say I have a little power, but that's only to change a little things here and there. It's not something, a power that can give existence to anything. So the absolute means nothing in this universe that we see has any quality to give existence to anything. So we'll start with the fourth and fifth steps through the mysteries of necessity. So total detachment. So something that is necessity, necessary, total detachment, and complete otherness of essence. And the mysteries of unrestrictedness. Not being bound by space and indivisibility. So there are some big words here. That's why they are mysteries. Necessity is a big word, total detachment, complete otherness of essence, and unrestrictedness, not being bound by space and indivisibility. So necessity, is there anything that is necessary in this world? No, we don't see it. We are all favored and given existence. Total detachment, no, we are totally dependent in our existence on something else. We need the whole universe. We need the air that we breathe. We need our heart beating, pumping, blood. All that is definitely an attachment that we need. So we cannot claim to be totally independent, detached, complete otherness. Our existence, I can see, is very tied to the way the other things are existing in this universe. The whole existence of the universe is similar to my existence as well, although in different ways, different shapes and forms. All right, I don't know if you hear me. I got a message. My internet is a little unstable, but let's continue. mysteries of unrestrictedness, not being bound by space and indivisibility. So we are always within this confines of this universe, so we are restricted in some way, in physically, although our feelings can go and okay, alhamdulillah, can go beyond this universe in terms of our feelings, because that comes from our spirit. Not being bound by space, we are living in time and space. No one can say, I am not bound to space or time, because we are continuously changing. That means we are continuously being worked on in motion and living in time and space. And indivisibility. That's a big word. I may need some help with this word, indivisibility. So cannot have any share. It's one sense. So the mystery of indivisibility. So I will start reading. If anybody has any comments, we will come back. It's a short section of fourth and fifth steps, but I'm sure there's a deep meaning that we can try to grasp here, inshallah. So it being very difficult to express the reality of these two steps to everyone, their meaning will be explained in one or two very brief points. That is, in relation to the power of an absolutely powerful one, whose existence is at the degree of necessity. In relation to the power of an absolutely powerful one whose existence is at the degree of necessity. The most powerful and stable of the degrees of existence. Most powerful and stable of the degrees of existence. We can't say the same for the existence we experience here. It's not stable, things keep changing, and is pre-eternal and post-eternal. So it's infinite. This existence is everlasting, infinite, and who is totally detached from and free of materiality, and whose holy nature is totally different to all other natures. All right, I will pause here and listen to Brother Ali. Please go ahead.
This expression on the fourth line of the paragraph, the third and fourth, whose existence is at the degree of necessity. As the text started saying that it is really difficult to express this reality to common people, that's the same. Everyone says, but not everyone is common people really like me, not specialized in this subject. Difficult to explain it because we are living in the not necessity, but possible existence word. All our experiences with the word is related to possible existence, not necessary existence. We have to make the distinction. What is possible existence and not necessary existence? Possible existence is the existence of something which depends on the will, preference of something else. For example, I have my book in my hand. Now, my book being in my hand is not necessary. It's possible because I preferred to hold it in my hand. That is why it is in my hand. Otherwise, book doesn't have to be in its own existence in my book, in my hand. So the existence of everything, the mountain, the earth, my existence, the universe, when we really analyze their existence, it has a very fragile construction. They cannot keep their existence as they want. Nothing, including human beings, cannot keep their existence as they want. They are continuously changing, and even human beings with their free will cannot stop it. Somebody else is operating on me. It means something else. I am depending on something else's choice, will, decision to create me, to give me existence, to give me an existence within a certain position. By continuously changing it, it is demonstrating that the one, my existence is dependent on his will. This one is continuously reminding me that my existence is not necessary. I don't have to be in this way, but I am in this way just because my source of existence preferred me to be in this way. Not I want to be in this way. I have 2 ears. I have 2 eyes functioning as they are, as they do, not because of my choice, because of the choice of the creator, my creator of my being. So we have to only use the negation to understand what necessary existence is. Necessary existence is not temporary, not possible existence. Necessary existence is not. We have to say, use the Quranic principle of thinking, reflecting about the reality of this world. If we want to penetrate into the reality of this world, we are bound to use negation. We have to understand this. We have to, in order to see the source of, understand the source of my source of existence, the source of the qualities of my existence, I have to use negation. That's what Quran uses, introduces God with negation. La ilaha illahu. What you think in this world is not like him. That is what God is. Negation. So we said, so we can understand this, whose existence is at the degree of necessity, and I can use the most powerful and stable of the degree of existence, because My existence is not stable at all. My existence is not powerful because it doesn't have a power within itself to keep its existence, be here and remain as I want. Nothing has, even human beings doesn't have this. Even the smallest particle, the whole universe. No one can say that, claim that one part of the universe, anything in the universe is stable in its existence. That is as if we are in front of being tested with a multiple choice exam or test. The one option says everything is stable. The other option says everything is changing, not stable, unstable in their existence, dependent. So everything is stable, has no evidence in the universe. Everything is dependent and continuously changing in its existence. Everything in the universe witnesses this, demonstrates this. So this multiple choice is our choice. Multiple choice test is our test. So obvious. The answer is so obvious. No, with no exception, it is true. The other wrong option, with no exception, everything is wrong. So it is very easy, really, to reach out to the reality, truth, and confirm it for a human being. But we have free will. We can choose the wrong option and fail the test. But the reason is not because we had some evidence for it, just because we didn't want to accept in our egoistic, arrogant attitude and decided to be an arrogant person, claim that my existence belongs to me. Although I cannot do anything about it. My stomach works, my heart works, my lungs work, and every material bodily side works. My feelings are there. I cannot really destroy my feelings, but I may use it. I cannot give existence to anything in my existence. I cannot really tell my heart to work in this way rather than that way. I cannot do that. It is given existence according to the will of its source of existence, not according to the will of me. And heart has to be as he is decided to be by the Creator, and I have to be as I am decided to be by the Creator. So it is very easy to understand this. But the puzzling problem, not the puzzling problem, surprising problem, nowadays, people, especially those who don't want to submit their existence to their Creator, directly talk about God, the conclusion, and lots of speculative argumentations they come up with. If God was, if God is, what do you mean by God? I believe in God, and I cannot define it. How do you believe in God? I cannot define his essence. I can only see that this universe has no creator, and there must be a creator, a conclusion. That is my human conclusion, my reasoning, my feeling. And I cannot speculate about his existence. Unfortunately, this is what we fail in understanding, belief in God, that it is that the creator's existence is necessary according to my conclusion, and to witness to my conclusion or truthfulness of my conclusion is there is nothing in the universe which has the quality of being an existent, necessary being. Everything is temporary, everything is possible. Not possibility, what was the word? Dependent, let's say. Dependent. Everything else is dependent. Dependent on what? Contingent. Yeah, contingent. Yes, they're correct, Suhail. But does everyone know what contingent means? I'm not sure. I don't know. Do you think the common people know what contingent means? That's why I don't know. They don't. You said no. So that is why the mumkin in Arabic, not wajib, but mumkin. Mumkin is possible. Now, I can come, I cannot come. Possibility, possible, yes. Thank you for your help. We have to be careful. While we are talking about God, we have to be very careful. We love to speak as if we are sure about our conclusion, but in our language, we may have methodological mistake in presentation of our belief in God. I think nowadays people are suffering from this misrepresentation, presentation of belief. That is why we have to, at least we here, our friends here, have to be careful while we are talking about God.
Thank you, Brother Ali. So, for example, if somebody asks me, yeah, how do you define God? I mean, there's like a lot of questions that come. Who is the God of Islam? And then speculation happens. He is this, he is that, without any, like, it sounds like a bias, just speculation. Rather than, as you said, the negation has to be there, not like this universe, nothing of this. The one who made this cannot be like the way this universe is. And of course, the necessity part, everything here is dependent. Whoever is the source of this system where everything is dependent must be a necessary existent one. Of course, as you mentioned about the stability, yeah, stable, nothing, as we see here, you can say that it is stable in its existence. It's changing continuously. All right.
Yes. Beginning, the first paragraph says, let's understand the mystery of necessity. All right. How does it define necessity? Total detachment, because everything is attached to each other in this universe. Nothing can be isolated from, hey, what's going on? Nothing can be isolated from the rest of the universe. Attached to each other, and complete the otherness of essence. Now, how is it translated, this complete the otherness of Bayanatul Mahiya? I think his essence is completely other than what we are experiencing in this world. I think this complete otherness of essence needs explanation in practice, and otherness other than whatever we experienced in this world, in its essence, completely irrelevant. We give the example of the just recently, I talked about the anything, or how do you say it? Cupboard. Whoever made the cupboard cannot be like the cupboard. Because the cupboard is made of wood, and a wood cannot be the maker of the cupboard and turn it into a cupboard, however it is, even accidentally. By itself or accidentally, something happens, and accidentally it becomes a perfect cupboard. But that is why the maker of the cupboard cannot be of the nature of the cupboard itself. So, and Mr. Unrestrictedness. Now, everything in the universe is restricted, has a limit, beginning and end, beginning and end. So when we imagine, when we conclude that, we cannot imagine, but when we conclude that who is God, the one who cannot be restricted. Otherwise, if it is restricted, has a beginning and end, it cannot be absolute. So not being bound by space, again, in the universe, everything is bound by space. It has to be within the universe, and also indivisibility. It means everything in the universe is divisible, or dividable. How do you say it in English? Not indivisible, but
divisible.
Sorry?
Divisible.
Divisible. Correct?
Yes.
Divisible. Oh, I haven't heard this word used. But indivisible, okay. But
Can we get an example of divisible?
yeah, give me an example. Now, you can put me into pieces. You can see the pieces in the construction of an atom. Even now, they are talking about the pieces because they are divided into separate parts. That is why in the universe, we cannot find anything that is the final, indivisible being in the universe. Impossible. They are made of. Yeah, they are made of something, which means in need of being constructed. So human beings cannot go really to the last piece of the universe. And everything is divisible, but by definition, the source of existence should not be like it is creatures. Cannot be. Otherwise, it would be in need of being created. So actually, we don't like to say that really I believe in God through negation. We say we are sure, but we don't know what we are talking about. We are sure. I am sure God exists. Yeah, I believe this statement is correct for the person, but you cannot speak in this way while you are presenting or talking about God, presenting what your belief is. You cannot claim like this. I am sure the universe, any part of the universe, is not necessary, possible. Everything is attached to each other, and everything is, in essence, needs to be created, needs to be dependent, and everything is restricted, and everything is bound by space, and everything can be divisible or divisible. I don't know how to pronounce it. Divisible. Everything is divisible. I would like to say divisible more in my language. So everything
like infinitely divisible, like each particle, maybe.
divisible, yeah, everything is infinitely divisible. But this shows that somebody is operating on them. They need to be constructed. Who is this? Who is this? What is this? There must be a one who is necessary, who is detached, who has its own individual existence, detached from anything else, and completely different from the essence of this universe, and who is not restricted at all, unrestricted, and who is not bound to space or, as I imagine, time, and who is indivisible. Like this. That is the Quranic method. But when we talk about it as, I'm not sure, I'm just logical conclusion. And Iman is in the heart, isn't it? You feel it, correct. But after logical conclusion, our feelings also confirm it. That becomes Iman now. Logical conclusion is knowledge. Our feelings confirm the knowledge of the logical conclusion is Iman. That is what Quran uses as yaqeen about this understanding of Iman. Anyways, we should be modest to declare that I am unable of define God in and of itself. And I cannot define God's existence, but I am absolutely sure that such a being must exist. That is why Quran explains it, God as Rabbul Alamin. Whoever really takes care of, creates and administers, puts everything in their perfect position. That is God, I will. They will say, oh, you don't know what you are believing in. I know what I am believing in. The one who does it. But we say, Allah, that is ridiculous. The one who does it, there must be a one who is doing this, operating on this world, creating it and operating on this world, administrating it, taking care of everything. There must be a one. That is what my God is. But it looks like abstract. Yes, for me, the concept of God cannot be concrete, has to be abstract. Because concrete means a piece of this world, has a beginning, has an end, dependent, in a space. Oof. This subject, this seems to be very important for me. That's why I spoke a lot. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you. We need that actually. That's what I mean. I think everybody should share their thoughts. So where does the negation come, for example, in describing? So for example, we say, okay, yeah, based on what I'm observing, there must be some being, he must exist. I say that. But then in further explanations, I go to the negations part. Yes, because the things by themselves, if I examine them, they have no quality by themselves to be the source of whatever qualities they have. So la ilaha at that point. And that happens also logically and then goes into my feelings. Okay, Faria has a comment. If some notion is abstract, then it's not of the nature of this universe. All right. What else is there? That's how we define the creator. Okay, that's a question.
I mean, the necessary risale-i of creator is different from defining the essence of this creator. Risale-i, which is that, is used in the Arabic language, and the Muslim scholars talk about that. So essence of the creator, for me, I can describe it with abstract notions. Look, not Feriha said some notion is abstract. In our description of the word may be abstract. For example, I can say this color is beautiful. You may say it's not, depending on one's pleasure or taste. But so we are talking about abstract things. But when it comes to God's essence is not an abstract notion, cannot be defined with abstract notions, but we have to make sure that when I start talking about the essence of God, I have to use the negation, and in negation, what I am saying, abstract, it means something whose existence is unrestricted. Why abstract? Because there is no concrete example of unrestrictedness in the universe, indivisibility in the universe. Everything is divisible. So there is no existence in the universe that I can see has a quality of detachment. It means it is not detached to anything else. There is no such thing. So the detachment, total detachment, when I say God's essence is total detachment, I must be aware that I'm talking about an abstract notion which cannot be represented by anything of this universe. That's why it has to be abstract. But this is, again, I'm third time I'm repeating, this is about describing the essence of God. But necessary existence of God is a logical conclusion. So I have to say, well, there is no other way for me to explain myself and the existence of anything else, but accepting that there must be a one who has nothing to do with this universe because it is his work. That one is Rabbul Alamin in the language of the Quran. Rabbul Alamin. The one, because the Rabbul Alamin in the grammar, not a Rab, but meaning a Rab, because mudaf ilayh, mudaf has to be nekre, and but with the meaning ma'rifah. That is the simple Arabic grammar principle. So Rabbul Alamin means the one who is the administrator, owner of this universe. The one, again, the one again. The Lord of the universe means the one who is the Lord, administrator, owner, sustainer, creator of this universe. That is how Quran says, Alhamdulillahi lillah Rabbil Alamin. It means Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Do you follow me, or I'm just making no sense at all? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Alhamdulillah, because Allah is a concept which I don't know, but I have to define it. How? Rabbil Alamin. Because this phrase is Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin is the definition of essence of God, Rabbil Alemin, Allahu Rabbil Alemin. Inshallah, this is important. Unfortunately, why I believe that why denial of God is so becoming prevalent, not because they have an evidence. They use misrepresentation of God by the believers and challenge it because it is misrepresentation. We are hesitant to use about God to describe about the existence of God, an absolute being. For example, I'm not very much into this social media at all. How many people use God's existence and with the adjective of absolute? They are hesitant. All-knowing, positive, knows everything. But again, absolute goes even beyond knows everything, because everything of this universe. But this absolute, nothing to do with universe. Alim means knows everything. Not only knows everything, every created being, even this universe or something else, it means absolute. So absolutely knowledgeable. Here is the expression as Asim highlighted. Absolutely powerful one. You see? That is what we have to get used to, speaking in this way. Thank you.
Thank you. So, comment from Fariha, do I even need to define the essence of something, not of the nature of the universe? As long as I conclude there must be something. So we're not defining, I guess we're describing what the essence is like total detachment is a description, as I don't see anything, complete otherness. I don't see anything in the universe that can claim complete otherness. Everything is created in its, the way we define contingency, dependent, unrestrictedness. Nothing in the universe can be seen that way.
I think this is a very good question, very practical one. I think, do I even need to define? Of course, you and I have to define this. There must be something. They may say this is nature. What is nature? Something of the universe. That's what we have to say, the essence of something, not of the nature of the universe. That is why negation is necessary. There must be something doesn't have negation in it. Negating that it has nothing to do with the qualities of this universe. So we have to use this as, there must be something whose essence is nothing of the nature of this universe. So some materialists, clever people say, yes, everything needs to be created. Yeah, we agree. By nature, by some other things of the universe. I've seen this argument. I have heard this argument. Yeah, human beings need to be created by what? DNA. DNA needs to be created by accidental happenings in the course of time. Yeah. So this definition, as far as I can think of, the essence of this something is not of the nature of this universe is absolutely necessary and very Quranic as well, and logical and Quranic as well. Exactly. Now, the last comment, perfect. I agree totally. I mean, I'm not in the position to confirm right or wrong, but I totally agree with it. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. So let me just read the comment. There must be something not of the nature of this universe that I call my creator, or I call the creator of the universe.
Exactly.
Rabbul Alameen, to basically the qualification, an explanation to what we are talking about. Yep, thank you. Very good comments and questions and discussion, alhamdulillah.
So the not of the nature of this universe part is the essence, right? I'm describing the essence of such a being.
That's what I too understand. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Essence of belief in the existence of this essence is my belief. If I don't decide, if I don't really define what I am concluding and say that I believe in God, yes, that is correct for myself. I say, I really believe in God. I'm convinced about it. But I cannot present the idea of belief in God with this language. But I have to present it as you said, Feriha said.
Alhamdulillah. Any other comments? Right, so continue.
Oh, excuse me.
Yes.
Just small comment, very short comment.
Sure.
We should not confuse the language we use in our prayers and the language we use to present our belief to others. Even those people whom we are speaking to, we have to change our language. Not while I'm praying, I am speaking to my Creator, about whom I am absolutely convinced he must exist. When I'm speaking to human beings, I'm not speaking to God. I'm speaking to a restricted, fallible creature. So I have to speak to him in a way that he will understand within the conditions of his existence. He is a piece of this universe. That's why we have to change the language while we are praying and while we are presenting the idea of belief in God to others, including those people who claim to have believed in God, because they may not be aware of the importance of this delicate subject. The existence of God is different. Accepting the existence of God is different from defining the essence of God. It's a very, very important point, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, I'm very pleased. I'm convinced about the teaching of this guy. May Allah may Allah treat him with his absolute mercy, rahmahullah. That made my heart comfortable, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, that's a very good point. So in our prayers, yeah, that's different language, and then presenting is a different thing. And also, I think like they're showing the verses to someone. I know there's a faith that shows. One guy showed me, hey, read this from the Bible. I said, okay. I mean, that's not the way to present it also. So we should not be mentioning, like, speaking the language of the Quran or God in terms of presenting, but we have to give the explanation and why, in terms of the confirmation, why I believe in such verses. All right, let's continue. So we were here, stable of the degrees of existence and is pre-eternal and post-eternal. So infinite, him being infinite or absolute as we defined it, and who is totally detached from and free of materiality. Free of materiality. That makes sense. This being who is given existence to material and the qualities that are being given existence as well must himself be free of, detached and free from that materiality. And whose holy nature, whose holy nature is totally different to all other natures. So that goes into also completely different, total detachment. Nature is totally different from all other natures. In relation to his power, the stars are like minute particles. So the big stars are like minute particles. So for our visualization, in terms of understanding his absolute power, they're like big stars are like very tiny particles, and the resurrection of the dead like the spring. So the whole resurrection, just like the example we see in the universe of spring, where all sorts of flowers, plants come into existence. This is an example of what we can see, how resurrection at the absolute level happens. And to raise to life all men, that the resurrection is as easy as raising to life a single soul. For as much as a fingernail from the levels of existence that are powerful may hold a mountain from an insubstantial level of existence and may manipulate it. For example, a mirror and faculty of memory from the level of powerful external existence may hold 100 mountains and 1,000 books from the level of existence of the world of similitudes and non-material existence. So for example, a mirror can capture the image of physical objects, world of similitudes, this universe, existence of this universe, and non-material existence, some of the qualities you can see through that image, or the faculty of memory with memory holding different thousands of information. And so that's a different kind of, we call it external existence, as opposed to the real, I guess, existence that we see in the universe. I'm sure somebody can highlight exactly what he means by external existence.
I understand very simply the image reflection in the mirror, as far as the mirror is concerned, is intrinsic to it. But what is reflected, for instance, I'm holding a book and just opposite to it, I am holding a mirror. What I see, the image of the mirror book, I'm sorry, image of the book in the mirror is something else different from the external existence of the book. That's what I understood.
The image is the external existence, and the book is a different kind of existence.
Yeah, but external to mirrors existence.
I see. To the reflection.
To the reflection in the mirror of mirror.
Right. Okay. From the level of existence of the world of similitudes and non-material existence, which are weak and insubstantial. So the reflection is weak and insubstantial, right? The image in the mirror or the memory in the faculty of memory.
So the reflection in the mirror is insubstantial, mean really doesn't really have some physical existence. It is physical existence is not only reflection. And I would understand insubstantial means dependent. Dependent. If there was no book, there would be no reflection.
Right.
That's how I understood so far.
Thank you. So, and they may have disposal over them. So this weak and dependence may have disposal over the other physical existence like mountains or books, because they can capture that image. Thus, however inferior as regards to power, the level of existence of the world of similitudes is. So however inferior as regards to the power, the level of existence of the world of similitudes is to the level of external existence, the created accidental existences of contingent beings, basically dependent existences, are thousands of times more inferior and weaker than a pre-eternal, everlasting, necessary existence, so that through the manifestation of a particle, he can manipulate a world from the worlds of contingent beings. Through the manifestation of a particle, he can manipulate a world from the world of contingent beings. So I think this example that he gives about the reflection in a mirror and faculty of memory, which he calls external to the thing, the physical thing, like the mountains or the books. But let's take mountains and the reflection of mountains in the mirror. So thus, however inferior as regards to the power, the level of existence is to the level of external existence. So they're all contingent, created, contingent. Okay, Brother Ali, please help us. Thank you.
I think it is this example, although it is just an analogy, we should not confuse that there is a mirror and something the universe is manifesting in it. No, universe itself is a mirror. We have to understand the analogies from one aspect. Now, the comparison between the book and the manifested, reflected image of the book in the mirror. This is just one thing. Is it different? Two things are different: image of the mirror and the real book. Now, if real book doesn't exist, definitely the image in the mirror, the image of the book in the mirror never will exist. Now, this is one analogy, and this comparison must be understood between these two things only. So, come to the universe now, or our own existence. The universe is a mirror. In the example itself is a mirror. And all the qualities manifested in the universe, but universe is nothing but the created form of qualities. It means limited form of absolute qualities. If the creator's will to manifest itself in the mirror of the universe, do you think the universe will exist? Use the analogy.
So the universe is something reflected on a mirror. And obviously, for something to be reflected on the mirror, a real object must be in existence.
Exactly, I agree. Yeah. So if there was no creator, there would be no universe. If the creator didn't want to reflect his qualities, like the sun didn't want to, this is another analogy. If the sun had a free will and said, I'm not going to emit any more rays of light, do you think we will have any right? No, because we have light just because sun is emitting the light. Nothing that the things have their own light within themselves or of themselves. So exactly, we have to understand the will of the creator to manifest his qualities is necessary for the universe to exist as it is. So if this will and the owner of this will, if we imagine that there is no owner of this will, how can we explain the existence of the universe? It should disappear. Since it exists, we conclude the creator of the universe willed it to exist. That is why we have to understand that we are contingent beings, accidental beings, or in the for me, the most simple languages, possible beings, possible beings. I am a possible being, thanks to the creator who wanted or preferred my existence. That is why I exist. I have no right to say that I have this, I have that. No, that's how I am created. Everything in my existence belongs to the, if you like, external to my existence. The one who wills to create me. So we have to be very careful to use our existence only acknowledging and attributing whatever the qualities we have to its real owner. That is why what our responsibility is. I have to use my free will to not to deny my reality, not to contradict my reality. I have to accept I am created with two arms because I am created with two arms. Sorry, I am here, I exist with two arms because I am willed to be with two arms, to exist with two arms by the one who wills me to exist.
Alhamdulillah, thank you. So possible, I'm possible, and the whole universe is possible as well. Unless the one who is giving existence wills it. So contingent, dependent, alhamdulillah. All right, we will stop here for today. So quite some food to think about. And we'll continue, inshallah, next time with the 6th step. So very interesting mystery of necessity, total detachment, complete otherness of essence, mysteries of unrestrictedness and not being bound by space and indivisibility. All right, so stop here. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bir hurmati suratil Fatiha.
Inshallah, I'll see you